morning. My name is Nomahlubi Khwinana, the Commissioner of the Human Rights Commission. My thematic areas, amongst others, include persons with disabilities, children, older persons, civil and political rights, as well as independent monitoring mechanism. Today, in Limpopo, this is because of the INDABA on farming communities' rights. It's an engagement that actually started yesterday, and I did play a part in it yesterday, where I made a presentation on how the marginalized members of my thematic areas are affected by the challenges in the farming communities. So just to start with children, we see a situation where children are actually employed in farming areas, which is something that we really do not want to see, especially when one has regard to our constitution, which says that children have the right to education, and really if anyone disallowed a child to go to school, that is actually infringing upon their human rights. And also, you know, as a commissioner responsible for children, we look at Section 28 at all times of the Constitution, which says that we must do what is in the best interest of the child. Now, with the children that are growing in farming areas, our concern is schooling for them, but it's also the environment, their health care, sanitation, you know, food, water, and all the basic human rights that must be observed. We have found that same are really not being observed, and this has informed this INDABA so that we can collate information, you know, in an effort to prepare a research paper that could then educate many and others, which is what is required of us in terms of our mandate, particularly at Section 184. So amongst others, we thought once we are looking at just the rights to be realized for these marginalized groups, we should also use SHINE, you know, which is social harmony, through a national effort when one has regard to what has happened in Limpopo province. So in Limpopo province, there has been a lot of incidences where people were killed, and the recent one being the 2 women that were thrown into a pigsty, and their bodies being killed and then thrown into a pigsty, their bodies being fed to pigs. So this is a serious concern for us, that was a very inhumane act and the most degrading act to happen to any human being, even worse, a woman. I'm also looking at older persons, and we see that with older persons, whilst we respect their wisdom, but it would seem that in our communities, they tend to be put on the side, you know, under the pretext that they've now grown too old to participate. And just yesterday, I had to reflect on what was said by a Nigerian farmer who said, you know, we are often told that we are old, but at the same time, and we are going to die soon. But at the same time, we see a situation where young people are dying themselves. So we need to be alive to the challenges that are facing everyone. They cut across. They are not age-based. They have absolutely nothing to do with how old you are. When one has also a person has to look at persons with disabilities, it is important to mention that these are the ones that are seriously being discriminated against, because when you look at the environment where they are expected to participate, it is not an enabling environment. It does not allow them to be able to occupy that space. When you look at the type of mechanisms that they are required to have in order for them to participate in a meaningful way. So over and above everything that I've said, I must just say that the Constitution is very clear about participation of all these marginalized groups. So what we would like to realize is full participation, but at the same time education of everyone that is involved, the stakeholders like your civil society, to consult with them on these issues because they are on the ground. They know exactly what are these challenges that are being faced by men and women on a day-to-day basis. Now this morning I've had the pleasure to facilitate the engagement where we had the Honorable Speaker of the Legislature speaking to us this morning. It has been really a wonderful engagement. She reflected on all these trajectories that the province has experienced, but at the same time to say that it is important to work together as we forge ahead as government, as civil society, as NGOs, as even citizens of our country. We need to all educate ourselves about our laws, but also what policies need to be changed in order for us to better our country in an effort really to ensure that our constitutional mandate is achieved as government, but also as this Chapter 9 institution, the South African Human Rights Commission. And I'm still looking forward to more engagement, more participation, and as I end off, may I just hasten to say, collaboration is the currency. Thank you so much.